Well, hey, bitch, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all know we got to have us a quick chat, okay? We got to talk about some things. We got to talk about this concert Kanye did over there with Drake. Honey. We got to talk about Miss Kim Kardashian because you know he mentioned her at the concert. What else we going to be talking about? Megan Thee Stallion. We got some Chris Brown talk. We got some DJ Academics talk, honey. We got a lot to chat about. So let's go ahead and get into it, honey. Let's have us a quick chat. All right, y'all. First up on the quick chat is Miss Megan Thee Stallion. We have to give a congratulations to Megan Thee Stallion because she walked across the stage, honey. Miss Megan then went and got that degree. All right, she out here shaking it down on the stages, honey, shaking it down and shutting it down. And she also walked across that graduation stage to shut that down as well. So I'm sure that her parents and her grandma and everybody will be proud of her if they were here. And I'm sure all of her fans, you know what I'm saying? All her fans, all her loved ones are super proud of her. So shout out to her for that, because a lot of people, when they get to that status of being, you know, successful, girl, ain't nobody trying to look back to go and get no degree. Who looking back there? Not me. All right. But I know one thing, she had better graduated with absolutely no student loans. Okay. Period. But either way, honey, I just wanted to send a little congratulations out there to Megan Thee Stallion. And shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's just finishing up their degrees and stuff, about to graduate and everything. So congratulations to everybody. Shout out to y'all. Let's go ahead and move on, because we got to talk about this, honey. We got to talk about this. We got to talk about Kanye and Drake. Y'all know I streamed the concert, right? I streamed it. For me, I felt like, in so many words, it started to be a little bit of a waste of time. Y'all know I am a Drake fan, so I was going to stay up for him, period. However, let's talk about the concert. First of all, girl, it took them forever to come out. And I did not. I was like, girl, what is y'all doing? First of all, why did y'all put it so late in the evening? I think it was supposed to start 11 o'clock our time, but I think that could have been like 8 o'clock over there in Cali, right? So the concert just started hella late, like an hour and a half, damn near 2 hours late. Girl, they ain't give us no DJ, honey. They had the little streaming video playing for at least an hour or so. When the concert really started to get started, that's when the choir came out. They put the camera on this one man, and I'm like, who is this man, girl? We thinking this man is Kanye, girl. It ain't nobody but the choir director. I'm like, all right then, girl. We thought some action was really finna get started. So they ended up performing, you know, they sang some songs. They sang one of Adele's songs, you know, it was what it was. The choir wasn't all of that for me. They wasn't giving everything for me, but it was cute for what it was. I wish that they would have came out an hour prior to go ahead and entertain the people, because this stadium that they held it at held about 77,000 people, but I don't think they sold all of the tickets. I think they probably put maybe roughly 50,000 tickets on sale, and all of those tickets definitely sold, but you could tell there was a portion of the stadium that was completely empty, and they held that spot for the choir and all that other great stuff, right? So there's that. But the thing is, the concert was held outside. So with this concert being outside, and then finding out from people over there in California that it was raining, I'm like, girl, I know they freezing. It's raining, it's cold. Even if it's not cold, I'm sure y'all got wind. So mixed rain with all that wind being blown, girl, I'm sure it got uncomfortable. But the people was gonna wait there however long they needed to wait there to see Kanye and Drake. Okay, I probably would have waited out there too, girl, without issue. Hello. Now, keep in mind, this was a benefit concert for Larry Hoover. I guess they're trying to get Larry out of jail, out of prison, or whatever he got going on. It was interesting because I was like, why y'all just wouldn't do a versus? Now we see that they did not do a versus. They did this whole concert, even though the concert wasn't really like a versus at all. That's not what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Kanye featuring Drake. And that's exactly what it was. I feel like now they probably not even gonna do no verses. Now that they see how they can make money on their own, even though they already knew that, child. They're like, why? I could see them doing like a concert, like for themselves, like going on tour type concert of Kanye and Drake type featuring each other, or however they're gonna do that. But I could see them going on a tour or whatever. So yeah, but it was all right for what it was. I mean, the stage looked like it was a spaceship. Girl, it was a whole lot of smoke that was going on stage, and I really did not like the setup that Kanye had, because for me, I felt like, listen, the setup that you have, you already look like an ant. I barely can see you. I'm sure the people barely could see them from where they were sitting in the stands. But in addition to that, you got all this smoke. So not only do you look like a little ant, I could barely see you for all of this smoke that's going on. I like some of the songs that Kanye started off with because he said, let's take it back. He did some of his old songs that I'm definitely familiar with. But as he continued to go, it kind of lost me because I lost touch with Kanye. It was quite a few songs that I'm not a fan of. But what's interesting is I hear this snippet on TikTok all of the time, and I never knew this was Kanye's song when it says, even if it cannot be day, it can always be night. And then, the beat comes in. I never knew that was his song. But when they walked out, him and Drake finally walked out to this song, I said, oh, I didn't know that was his song. Song actually sound like a bizarre. So now I am going to go back and check out that one song because I didn't care to listen to the Donda album. That's just me. Drake came out. Drake did his thing. I was here for it. It don't matter what Drake did. He could have did the Diddy Bop. He could have did Hotline Bling dance over and over. He could have did just the Kiki dance with no music, and I was going to sit there and I was going to watch. However, as much as I thought that he did great, I had to sit down and talk, with my boo, and he helped me to understand why a lot of people was disappointed in Drake's performance. It's because they felt like Drake had so many hits that he could have performed, but instead he chose to perform more songs from this latest album. And I said, you know what? I didn't think about it like that because I felt like he did great. I just felt like people on Twitter was tripping. But now that I think about it, yes, there were quite a few songs that Drake could have done from back then. I know way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year. Who the is y'all? He could have did Enemies. I Got Enemies. Got a lot of like he had a lot of mother hits, and maybe he chose the songs that he chose because considering the fact that it is Kanye's concert, he probably didn't want to really outshine Kanye, so he didn't do those extra songs. But at the same time, I feel like he did still outshine Kanye because for me, I was getting like this. Okay, if it weren't for the people in the chat, girl, I probably would have went to sleep on this thing. But when Drake came out, it kind of woke me up, and I was like, okay, Drake, let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. I was here for it, okay? Drake had that energy. Drake bust out in a song and started singing. And I said, that was the first thing he did. Come to find out, it was one of Kanye's songs that he ended up singing. And I was like, here for it. I said, you better show them the vocals in this weather, in this cold weather. You giving energy late at night or whatever. You better do what you need to do. So I was totally here for it. Love it, love it, love it. I enjoyed Drake's overall performance. Like it definitely woke me up. But I do understand the frustration of the fans that expected more from him. Another thing, Kanye ended up singing the song, I Better Find Your Lovin', I Better Find Your Heart. And I was sitting up here like, no, he not sitting up here singing this man's song, the disrespect up in this man's face. What is you doing? And then you don't even know the lyrics. Okay, you barely connecting with the lyrics and you barely can hold a note. Well, what I found out, okay, I found out that Kanye actually wrote and produced that song. So now it makes sense as to why he would perform it, right? I did not know that, all right? I became privy to that information later. But all in all, the concert was cute for what it was, girl. Y'all could have started on time. If y'all was going to be this late, girl, y'all really could have gave us the verses and it would have been fine. We would have been okay with that, okay? Y'all, ain't nobody asked y'all for this. Y'all chose to give us this, okay? We was okay with a low-budget scale. Just a little bit of a low budget. Girl, we could have watched this on Instagram. Y'all done moved us over here to Prime. Honey, I guess, but it was cool for what it was, but it makes me feel like this probably won't be their last time working together, and they may try and create their own type of tour with each other, which I think will be dope. It makes me think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? They're two powerful people in the industry, and everybody's gonna go watch both of them, okay? It's the best of the both worlds if you like both of them. So I feel like Kanye and Drake, it's the best of both worlds, okay? So it would be a dope concert if they did get together. Now, I just would prefer that Kanye go last, because if Kanye goes last, after he sings all of the hits and raps all of the hits that I'm familiar with, I can go ahead and start heading out and getting in my car. Okay, I can go ahead and skedaddle, go ahead and get ready to get to my car. Because before it fully ends for real anyway, you want to go ahead and get that head start on your car, period. But I will say this, I've seen Drake in concert more than one time. And when he comes to Atlanta, I try to be at all of the concerts, girl. I am a little weary should he do a concert, which I think he might in the coming year. I'm not really ready to be around that large of a crowd. So I'm like, dang, I hate to miss out. I may have to miss out. But one thing about Drake, when he performs, his concerts be amazing. Like, you do not want him to leave. It's like, please stay, please don't go. Please don't stay a little longer. Like, we know you have more songs. Like, can you just sit on the edge of the stage and just talk to us? Like, it's everything when this man does a concert. Like, I absolutely love it. So there's that. What else did I want to say about the concert? what's his name? Kim Kardashian. Kanye brings up his wife, soon to be ex-wife, Miss Kardashian, herself, Mrs. West, soon to be back to Miss Kardashian, right? So he brings her up in the concert. He was singing the song. He mentions her name. He wants her back. He doesn't want her to leave him. He wants them to continue to be together. Well, Miss Girl don't win and seem like she don't went ahead and filed papers because she is focused on being done with him and she ready to be officially single, right? So according to TMZ, they're saying that Kim is still moving forward when it comes to her divorce from Kanye. So she didn't care about none of the tunes he sat up there and sung. It didn't matter to her at all. Okay, cut it. All right, so that's how Miss Kim is feeling. She wants the process to actually move faster than what has been moving. She's reportedly filed to become legally single. The documents were reportedly filed on Friday, girl, and Kim is asking the judge to separate issues of child custody and property from the marital status. She is also asking that her maiden name be restored, meaning she will be dropping the last name West. And Miss Girl is trying to hurry up and expedite this singleness, okay? Especially since she been caught out here with Mr. Pete himself. She's trying to expedite this. And y'all know if you got child custody, property, that's probably the things that's going to delay the marriage even longer. But she's like, okay, let's do this separate, baby. The main thing is making sure the marital status is changed. It needs to go from married to single, okay? We need to go ahead and nip this in the bud. Kim probably like, I'm not even trying to file my taxes with this man or have anything affiliated. We probably already filed separate, but I want to make sure we separate when it comes to these taxes. Can you expedite this and make this happen in the year of 2021? Okay, that's where she is. So we'll see what's gonna happen. They're not gonna be together, girl. I don't think it's a tune he could sing for them to get back together. And it's kind of like high key, low key. You should have never married her to begin with, but I guess I need either way. Good luck. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to something else. Okay, somebody else. Let's go ahead and talk about Stevie J. Because y'all know Stevie J have been in the media for the past few weeks, honey. This man been having so much stuff going on. Okay, he done ratted out on his wife, Faith Evans, for cheating on him. He done put a camera all in this lady's face when she trying to get some rest, calling her out for the antics, sitting up there talking about how he wanted a divorce, filing for a divorce, apologizing to her in her face, or publicly apologizing to her for the things that he's done, right? As far as like putting the camera in her face, airing her out, putting their business out there in the streets. He over there apologizing, right? But then turned around shortly thereafter. It was so awkward because she shouted him out for his birthday. Couldn't wait for him to get home. And I'm like, girl, ain't y'all about to go through a divorce or whatever like that? Then next thing you know, he's telling the judge that he wants spousal support. Faith Evans got to go to the judge and say, don't get this man a motherfucking thing. I'm with Faith. Don't get him my money. Okay, we're both entertainers. He know how to go out there and get it how he lives, so let him do just that. Go out there and get it how he live. Honey, I'm screaming. So on the inside, I'm screaming. So yeah, so Stevie J has been having a lot of things going on. All right. Now, so much so that just today we find out that Stevie J was pretty much pulled off of the plane, Delta Airlines. I guess he was trying to get on the plane. Either he was stopped from getting on the plane or he had to deboard the plane. One of the two, he had to get up off the plane. Okay. Either way, he was standing up there with the attendants, like the flight people that, you know, check you in and all that other stuff. Girl, and what they're saying that the details are unclear as to why he was removed from the plane, but they're saying, according to Hollywood Unlocked, that somebody had some alcohol. They're not saying that it was Stevie J, as the details are not as clear, but the friend that was with him, they're saying that that person had some alcohol on them. So girl, we're gonna see what's going on. But Stevie J did not look happy in the video that I saw. He was not happy at all, and it seems like he said he gonna probably be suing or something. He just said y'all gonna be hearing from our attorneys. Okay, so there's that on that. We're gonna see what happened, child. And then the man, the airline guy was like, well, I'm trying to do what it is that you asked me to do. So I'm working on that now. I'm trying to do that. I'm like, girl, well, what did he ask you to do? America wants to know. I need more details. So hopefully more details will come out about what was going on with Stevie. And I want to know whether or not Stevie was able to catch his flight and get to where he was trying to go. He was trying to probably get back to Faith. Honey, he probably was trying to get back to Faith with these lies he been out here spewing. But that's that on there, honey. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below on this Stevie J situation and the mess he's been going through and putting himself through for the past few weeks. Let's go ahead and move on to someone else, an actor by the name of Kayla Walker. A lot of y'all may not be familiar with Kayla, but Kayla played in a movie called Superfly. That's the first time that I came to know who Kayla was. And then later on, as I looked up his profile and stuff, I started seeing like, oh, okay, This guy is actually an artist as well. And I think he may have done some work with Halle Berry as well, because I know I've seen images of them captured together. So I think he may have done some work with her. But the thing is with this young man, he was arrested back in 2018 based on RAPE allegations against him, okay? So there were some allegations. He was locked up for a long time, a $1 million bond, and he just got out, I believe, this year. And when he got out, he didn't get out quietly, and he wasn't low-key, girl. He got out talking, running his mouth. I think he probably thought because he got out, he probably felt as though he was 100% like, he's untouchable. Probably. Well, it looks like they're back on his head, okay? And they're saying that he's 26 years old and Kayla Walker could be heading back to jail soon. They're saying Los Angeles County prosecutors reportedly laid their case on Monday, December 6th, this past week, and shockingly revealed that over 30 women have allegedly accused Kayla Walker of SA. Okay, now prosecutors have reportedly established a pattern with Kayla, highlighting the fact that some of the accusations involve corresponding elements. In 2018, he was arrested and charged for using photo shoots to attract models, telling them he'd help them with their careers and then SAing them. He was released on reduced bail earlier this year due to COVID-19. What else? They said that his previous charges reportedly allowed prosecutors to segue into a new case. Now, on Monday, December 6th, allegedly, he pled not guilty to 6 counts of Big R, 2 counts of unlawful actions with a minor, and multiple felonies. Okay, there are reportedly 11 victims involved, and prosecutors are urging that the judge allow them to add 5 more to the case. Kayla's attorney immediately fired back at their request, alleging that additional victims would add unnecessary time to the trial. Okay, y'all know the courts do not like for their time nor their money to be wasted, which is why that attorney probably took that angle to try and keep it out. But we gonna see how they go, because we don't know for sure. The judge may say, no, we're gonna go ahead and allow these people to speak their piece, right? But oh, girl, this is just a messy situation. This is messy, honey. Okay, I'll say this: Kayla is not a bad-looking guy. All right, you're not a bad-looking guy. You were out here working hard. Why would you? What's going on in the psyche? Should this actually end up being true, that all of these allegations being made towards you are indeed fact and true? What's going on in your head, sir, that you feel that you could just be out here violating women? I think sometimes people may get a kick out of getting away with something and continuing to do it again and again. I don't know for sure if this is indeed true. I will say that it's not like he had a major stardom, a major name. Everybody knew him for these ladies to sit up here and kind of like lie on him. But I will say, I'm gonna check out the interview that he did with Jason Lee over there on Hollywood Unlocked. You know, it was earlier this year, somewhere around the time when he got out. So I'm gonna check out that interview. And I believe there were some other young ladies that went on to do an interview, actual victims, you know, alleged victims of his. So I'm going to check out those interviews as well. I believe they also had a sit down with Hollywood Unlocked, and, you know, see what's going on up in this thing. Cause this a messy situation, sir. And I just feel like when you got out, you should have been quiet. He got out, he got to arguing. He does have a girlfriend. She couldn't wait for him to get out. Right. And I feel like she may be connected somehow in the music industry, I believe. But anywho, when he got out, he had a lot of things to say. Okay, he feels like he's innocent. He feels like people over here trying to play him out here in these streets. So he just had to get a lot of things off of his chest. He did not come out quietly. He got into it with Kalani online. He talked about how he and Kalani, the singer, yes, they used to date for a good amount of time. And he was calling her out for her antics and things that she may have done, because maybe, I believe he feels like she turned on him or something like that. So he got a girl. He came out doing a whole lot, and I was like, sir, just shut your page down. Okay, go somewhere and sit quietly, because I feel like you getting out was a way for them to watch you, see how you move, and probably even use that against you at a later time in court. But y'all know I ain't got a whole lot to say about this, but good luck. You know, we hope everything works out for the people that it needs to work out for, and the people that deserve justice gets it with this situation. Yikes, honey. I ain't got time, girl. Let's go ahead and scoot on and talk about Jaylen Rose. Jaylen Rose, he was a former NBA player. Looks like he has filed for divorce from the ESPN host, so his wife. He filed for a divorce from his wife, who was an ESPN host. Okay, they're saying Jaylen Rose released a statement via Instagram stories about his pending divorce. In the statement, Jaylen shared that he and Molly Queerum have been separated for almost a year. He did go on to say that we both agree remaining friends and colleagues is the best course of action for our relationship moving forward. Reportedly, court records show that Jaylen initially filed documents to end his marriage earlier this year in 2021, just months after the couple starred in a Gatorade commercial together. Okay, the legal documents also mentioned that the marriage started to deteriorate after Molly moved to Connecticut. Okay, I can see that. Right, it kind of sounds something similar to why, even though they weren't married, right? Tiffany Haddish as well as Common, okay, they broke up because they weren't feeding the relationship. So I guess over time they just decided to, when it comes to Molly and Jaylen, they decided to get this divorce because they're too busy for each other, honey. They in two different places. I don't know if any infidelity or anything was involved, but that's where they at with it. When I think of the Gatorade commercial, though, when they said they was just caught filming a Gatorade commercial together, then shortly after that, they filed for a divorce. Interesting. That made me think about Nelly and Miss Jackson, right? They were dating. They did the Dorito commercial or some type of chip commercial or something. And then shortly after that, we see that they're not even together anymore, honey. So, girl, things happen. It seemed like the pandemic that came in and shook up so many relationships, honey. Yikes, girl. But either way, y'all know how I feel about that, honey. Good luck. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about Miss Nicki Minaj, okay? Nicki Minaj is continuing to stand by her husband, Kenneth Petty, and challenging the statements made by Jennifer Huff. Okay, they're saying, as previously reported, Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty are engaged in a harassment lawsuit brought on by Jennifer Huff. Okay, back in 1995, Jennifer Huff accused Kenneth Petty of the Big R, and he was ultimately convicted for that. He served 4 years behind bars over the matter, and he is also a registered SO. In the lawsuit, Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty are accused of harassing Miss Jennifer, okay, and pressuring her into recanting her accusation. They are currently battling the matter out in court. We're going to see how this play out, girl. Now, Miss Jen, we better not find out that you was lying, girl. Now, I definitely believe you, honey. He already, well, really, I will say this. Not so much as the Big R, right? Because he's already been convicted of that or whatever. But we better not find that you was out here lying about being harassed, Miss Girl, by these people. It's a whole lot of going on. We're gonna see how this play out because it was weird. She could have definitely been harassed. They definitely could have sent somebody, but then also it seems like the person she mentioned in the real interview was a person that was connected to them at one point, and I guess he probably thought Nicki was gonna give him some money or something if this girl would go back and recant her statement. So that person started to put the pressure, but was the person influenced by Nicki and Kenneth? See, that's where they got to go to court, girl, and figure all that mess and that junk out. We're gonna see how this goes. I want to hear y'all thoughts because I know y'all got a whole lot of thoughts about this Nicki Minaj, Kenneth, as well as Jennifer Huff situation. So I want to hear y'all thoughts down below. Let me go ahead and continue to read on. They're saying that earlier an update on the matter was provided. Specifically, news broke that Nicki Minaj had fired back against Jennifer in legal documents and accused her of being untruthful. To support Nicki's accusations, her team is calling Huff's The Real Interview into question and claiming that claiming that her on-air statements differ from what's listed in her court documents. Interesting, girl. Ooh, honey. Specifically, while on the TV show, Jennifer Huff claimed that an unidentified individual had offered her $500,000 to recant her story. I don't remember her saying that on TV. I don't remember her saying no 500,000. I heard her say like 20-some thousand, and then or was it 10? But it damn sure wasn't no 500-some thousand. So did she say that in the court records and then went on TV and said 10K or 20K? Because I don't remember 500,000. See, somebody over your line. And is y'all sure it was Jennifer? Let's keep going. Now, however, in legal docs, she explicitly names Nicki Minaj as the person behind the bribe, and the rapper's lawyers are using this point to try and invalidate Huff's claim. But if the unidentified individual is a direct connect to Nicki Minaj, Listen, that could possibly be right that they sent this man to this lady though to try to get her to recant the statement. Girl, this situation is messy. Y'all dive deep in them legal records, honey. All right, and analyze the interview as need be. We gonna see how this all play out, but y'all know how I feel about it. Good luck, oh girl. We hope that work out. This a messy situation. I don't know what to believe. I want to definitely believe Miss Jennifer. I do feel like with the celebrities, it's not too far fetched for them to send somebody to somebody's door and threaten them. Hello. So I feel like anything is possible, but we shall see what the courts say. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's get to Khloe Kardashian and Miss Blac Chyna. I saw a headline on Hollywood Unlocked talking about how Khloe Kardashian wants to know, she wants to get financial records and reports from Blac Chyna's OnlyFans account. And it's like, girl, what you need this lady information for? Why? What about your records? What your finances and stuff looking like, dear heart? Why you over here worried about what her stuff is looking like? Girl, she not taking you to court for a child support, so why you need to know her details? But y'all know this lawsuit has been ongoing for some time, but let's go ahead and get into it. The legal drama continues with Khloe Kardashian making a request in the ongoing lawsuit with Blac Chyna. As it was previously reported, the model filed a lawsuit against her ex-fiance, Rob Kardashian, his mother, Kris Jenner, along with his sisters, Kim, Khloe, and Kylie, accusing the defendants of concocting false allegations that she abused Rob. Now, listen. I don't believe she abused that man. She could have. Let me say this. I know that when they were doing the Rob and Chyna show, which I hate is not on. I wish it was still on, but I feel like Chyna, you could have messed that up. She was yelling at him in the car and being upset about something. I don't know if she ever got physical with this man, but I feel like, girl, y'all should be called into question for abusing him because, girl, he was like depressed and stuff, and y'all was out here living y'all best life. It was a time that Rob didn't even like y'all or wanted anything to do with y'all. And when Blac Chyna came along, that's when that weight started to shed up off this man. But girl, I guess, honey, let me keep reading. So in her lawsuit, Chyna says she lost out of millions due to the Kardashian-Jenner family's alleged defamation. Now, according to Radar Online, citing newly filed documents, the family claims Chyna refuses to produce any tax records of her income in 2018 until present. Why she got to produce it until present? Because it could be true that she missed out on funds at that particular time, 2018, 2017, because the show came on, I feel like 15, 16, maybe 17, somewhere up in there. So she could have lost money at that time, but here it is. OnlyFans really kicked off in 2020. So why do you need her funds up until now? Because she could have redeemed herself enough to make money, because a lot of her money that she has made has been off the back of her and not y'all. So why y'all need her records up to date? Y'all should really just need her tax records or whatever records for that particular time frame that she was suing y'all for at that time. So, I mean, girl, I guess let's keep going. The news site reports Khloe has requested to see Chyna's financial reports to prove she didn't suffer millions in damages. She argues Chyna's career has not suffered at all, and she continues to make loads of money. It was said that Khloe specifically wants to know how much Chyna has made via her OnlyFans account and her music career. Girl, I feel like OnlyFans and music, first of all, Chyna ain't even doing music like that for it to go anywhere. We heard one of the songs in 2018, girl, was a fizzy flop. Okay, so don't worry about that part. But when it comes to OnlyFans, they really didn't kick off until later. From my understanding, I feel like you shouldn't get access to those funds, right? Because I feel like two things can be true. Like, she could have lost out on millions at one point, and she could have redeemed herself and gained more back. Like, why? I'm sure y'all lost out on some money. Okay, and then y'all was at some point able to gain it back, but that doesn't mean that she didn't lose out on deals at the time. But I guess you're gonna need to produce those records. It's like, girl, you asking for my tax records, but let me send you my decline letters. Girl, let me send you, we're not interested in working with you anymore letters. Let me give you that. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, so far, Chyna has reportedly turned over a single sheet showing her income on OnlyFans from April 1st, 2020 to December 3rd, 2020. However, Radar Online claims that Khloe said in her filing that she has a right to see the records for income earned before and after the alleged defamation. Plaintiff cannot seek lost income damages through trial, yet refuse to produce documents through the present. Okay, now that makes sense. Like, girl, I don't think she should be able to receive money through the trial. So if the trial is taking 3 years and you've been making money them 3 years, no. But the first year, maybe. Okay, when all of this BS officially kicked off that caused you to start this lawsuit, then I feel like she should produce records for that time frame. But beyond, no. But if you're sitting in court now, as I'm reading this, and you want money through the trial, then I have to see, I see Khloe's point, where it's like, girl, you're gonna have to produce those records then. Okay, so I see her point with that as I'm reading now. So there's that. That's where they are. The court should order plaintiff to produce all documents. So that's what the attorney is requesting. Khloe's requesting. So we'll see what's gonna happen with that. But speaking of Blac Chyna, y'all know Blac Chyna was seen on camera holding a white woman hostage in her hotel room. When the white woman finally exited the hotel room, we can see where she's crying, she's emotional, she's apologizing to the guy that's holding the camera, saying how sorry she was, and we can hear her saying that somebody was so mean. But I'm not sure exactly who she was calling mean. I was thinking when I first saw it, like, yo, I think that girl must have did something when she got in that room, and Chyna must have checked her and hurt her feelings, because she went up there and wasn't expecting to get the action that she got. But at the same time, we're hearing that Chyna came out and said that she was trying to console the woman, not hold her hostage. This is what Chyna's saying, girl. I don't know. We're going to have to wait for some real details to follow, details that we may not ever get. But that's what Chyna is saying, and we're going to leave it there. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's get to the Better CEO, Better.com CEO. Girl, this man had to take a leave of absence. Let me tell y'all what this headline is saying. They're saying that Better.com's CEO is taking time off effective immediately after laying off 900 employees on Zoom. This is interesting, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all. This is interesting to me because he did a mass Zoom call, told people what was going on in the company. I saw this on Twitter. And he talked about how basically the market, the impact on what's happening with the market, amongst other things, productivity, all of that. There's something wicky wacky going on in the mortgage industry, which resulted in him laying off 900 employees. Okay, so everybody on that Zoom call were the individuals that were selected to be laid off. He said that when he had to do this in the past, it really hurt him. He was crying, he was sad, he was devastated by it, right? So I'm thinking that could be one of the reasons why he decided to take time off. But before I get into the article about that, I wanted to highlight the fact that something going on with this mortgage industry. I have a friend that works in, mortgage lending and stuff, and I know she mentioned about, processing so many in the beginning of the year, but then versus how many, how many forms I'll say, she's processing now is very interesting to me, because I'm like, yo, something's not right. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if that's the case, I'm not wishing that. I don't want that, for my friend or anybody to be laid off. But I will say, be mindful, be apprehensive. And if you got to jump ship before it happened, be out there scouting and looking for another spot. Okay. And I feel like everybody that's these 900 employees, I don't know if they were already paying attention. A lot of them probably was already trying to find another job, honey. But if your productivity has decreased drastically than what it was, please consider the fact that layoffs is probably about to happen very quickly, honey. If your workload has just lightened, something is just off about that. So, and it's sad that a lot of these people were laid off. Not all of those 900 people are going to be able to recover and just find a new job soon. Some people are not even going to look right now because it's the holiday season. So they're just going to, take the time off and hopefully find something at the top of the year. But my question is, do these people get a severance package? Like, what does it look like when they file for unemployment? You're going to get whatever the minimum is that they're willing to give you, because they're not giving out the extra incentives that they were giving out earlier this year or all of last year or whatever. So you're not going to get that. So it's just a sucky time. But let me go ahead and read this. The CEO, Vashal Garg, is what it looks like his name is. Okay. He's the CEO of online mortgage startup Better. That's the name of the company. Okay. Just last week, he fired 900 employees on Zoom, and it wasn't recorded by an employee and uploaded online. Okay. He's taking time off effective immediately What else are they saying? They're saying that the memo first reported by Vice refers to very regrettable events over the last week. It says Better has engaged an independent third party to do a leadership and cultural assessment. Now, in a 3rd-minute call on December 1st, Garg told 900 employees they were being laid off effective immediately. Garg also accused at least 250. Wait a minute. I ain't get this detail, honey. This is messy. Okay, Garg also accused at least 250 people, terminated staff members, of stealing. He accused 250 of that 900 of stealing, girl, from the company by working just 2 hours a day while claiming pay for 8 or more. And now, mind you, if this person is recording this via Zoom, this also means that the person, these people working from home. Girl, I'm sorry. Girl, it is what it is, honey. That's what y'all get. I hate to say it. Like, these people be out here working hard. Y'all want these folks to slave 8 hours a day. I can't. Like, I mean, but it is messed up. You only work 2 hours a day. But how much work are you giving them for them to process, though? What's the system that's in place? How much work are you giving them to process? Because you also said that one of the reasons you're laying them off is because of the status of the market right now. So if people are not getting mortgage processing documents or whatever, if they're not receiving the stuff because the stuff is not coming in there, then what do you want them to do? That's not their fault. To me, it sounds like it's the company's fault. But at the end of the day, I signed a contract with y'all to make sure y'all pay me. And so you can't be mad at me at the work that y'all not giving me for me to process. Okay, but you're still gonna pay me for the 8 hours, so period. Like, let's go. Like, okay, that's what it is, right? So he was upset about that. The internal memo announcing Garg's leave of absence was signed by the chief compliance officer. Okay, they're saying that the day-to-day decisions will be made by the CFO and whoever else. Okay, while he's away. But that right there was interesting, honey. So did you really leave because you're hurt and you're upset, or did you leave because you was aired out all over social media for laying off 900 people and then accusing 250 of those people of stealing from the company? What? Like, y'all ain't out here stealing people's time away from their families. Let's talk. What was it? Oh, okay then, girl. I ain't got time for Garg. Okay, but either way, good luck. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Ashanti, girl. We got to talk about her. Got a few more topics and we'll be done, honey. Okay, now Ashanti took to the Breakfast Club. Y'all know she been doing her rounds, she been doing her interviews and stuff, honey. She's going to be remaking her some of her old music, some of her hits. She's going to be remaking it. So right now she's doing her rounds and she's chit-chatting with the people. She sat down with Angie Martinez. Now she's sitting down with the Breakfast Club. One of the questions that came up, that was an interesting question for me, because everything else we kind of already are familiar with, was the Flo Rida conversation. Right. She was asked about whether or not she's dating Flo Rida. And this was interesting to me because I first heard about this by way of Gossip in the City. I've heard about it for over a year or so. Right. And they were saying that she is indeed dating Flo Rida because whenever she would take these family trips, Flo Rida would be there. Okay. So they tried to put 2 and 2 together and just figured out, oh, yo, she's dating Flo Rida. Well, Ashanti took to the Breakfast Club to clear all of that up, to let people know, girl, that's dead in the water. He's like a brother to me. Like, we're really cool. We've been friends for over 10 years. Like, he's a great person. That's it. He's like a brother. We are not dating at all. You guys are so far off base. She says the reason he goes on the vacations and stuff is because his crew is cool. Her crew is cool. So they like to bring the crews together. Now, it still does look a little sketch because it's like, Ashanti, girl, let us find out that right now you're saying you're not together. And then a few months down the road, we find out that y'all are. So were you over here lying? All right. But I don't want to believe that Ashanti is one of those people that will lie. Okay. So if baby girl say that she's not dating Flo Rida, that's what I want to believe. She's not dating Flo Rida, okay? So she said that. She says, no, they got similar vibes. They're cool. He's a cool person. He's like her brother. They're not dating at all. She did say that the man she is dating, you know, he has issues with, just a little bit of an issue with her not putting him on her page, right? I don't know. I feel like, don't be tripping off that. As long as y'all know what it is what it is. Some women want people to know that they're taken, but you don't need to see who their man is, okay? All right. So, I mean, I feel like, sir, respect her privacy just a bit, just a little bit, right? Just a teeny weeny. But, I mean, he has a right to feel upset or I ain't going to say feel upset, but feel a way about not being posted, right? Maybe he feels that's a form of him being validated by her and to the public, that these two are indeed together, right? But sometimes as a celebrity, when you out who you're dating, a lot of different tea started to come out, and sometimes it be stuff that's not even a story, but people search for it to make it a story. And I think Ashanti is at a place where she doesn't want that to be a problem, and she also probably doesn't want that to be the focus. What she wants to be the focus at this time is her music and remaking the music, getting that out, and doing what she do. Okay, so I don't fault Ashanti on that. Some part of me, low key, high key, feels like he need to get with the program. Period. Okay, but that's that on that, honey. Y'all know how I feel. Good luck, Ashanti and Boo. We're gonna go ahead and move on, honey. Let's talk about Denzel Washington. He went on a red carpet event, and somebody asked him this question. An interviewer asked him about Damson Idris, and I thought it was so funny because the lady asked him, well, she brought up the name, and Denzel asked her like 3 times, who? Who is it? You say, who is it now? It's so many actors. And even though Damson is doing very well on Snowfall and booking other things, unfortunately, Denzel was not familiar with him. And I actually screamed because I thought it was so funny. You know, sometimes we think people have, because they look like they have status to us, they still got a long way to go because Denzel didn't even know who he was. But I bet you this. If Denzel saw his face, he would know who he is. I think he just did not catch his name, but I bet you he would know his face if he saw it. So let's keep going. What we learned is that Damson auditioned for Denzel to play his son in one of Denzel's projects, and Denzel was not familiar with this. The young lady went on to ask whether or not he feels as though Damson is a leader in Renaissance Black Renaissance TV and film, and I just kind of feel like a leader. I'm like, I guess. And then she said, oh, you know, people compare him to you a lot, and blah, wanted to know your thoughts. And Denzel was like, girl, I can't even give you no thoughts because first of all, I don't even know who you're talking about. That's number one. So I was wondering to myself, like, is that embarrassing for Denzel or embarrassing for the interviewer that she asked that question? Yikes. But she didn't know. She didn't know that he didn't know. So that was hilarious a little bit. But when she says that people compare him to Denzel, I really want people to kind of move to a space of not comparing a bit. Like, Denzel is a great. Angela Bassett is a great. I haven't heard nobody being compared to Angela Bassett ever. I don't even think Viola Davis was ever compared to Angela Bassett. I don't think Taraji was compared to Angela Bassett. Kerry Washington, like, they are great in their own rights. So why Damson can't be great in his own right? Why he got to be up there compared to Denzel Washington? I don't know. It just takes me back to that conversation y'all had with Doja Cat and comparing her to be just as successful or not being on the level of a Beyonce. And I'm like, no, she can't be on the same level of a Beyonce, somebody that paved the way for her. That's a whole nother level. But Doja is on her own level. So that's what I was getting when I was hearing about the comparison of Damson to Denzel, you know. And they also do that with Denzel's son, who's a great actor. You know, but his son don't want to be compared at all. He wants to make his own name and be his own person, which is why he went a long time without even letting people know, especially when he played in the NFL, that Denzel was his dad. He didn't want that. He wanted to get his stardom, his fame, all of that, his recognition off of his own back. So there's that. Not saying that Damson is trying to get recognition off of Denzel's back, but let that boy be his own person and not comparing him to Denzel the great. Like, let him be great in his own right. But y'all leave y'all thoughts in comments down below, honey. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about academics. Academics and this young lady that goes by the name of Whitney LaDawn. Earlier this week, there was a video that leaked of academics sitting down, talking with ladies, and I believe it was like a guy or two for a podcast. In this clip, we see how extremely disrespectful he gets with this woman after he doesn't like her point or he doesn't appreciate her commentary or what she's sharing on the podcast, right? And vice versa, right? But he got really disrespectful, calling her out her name and saying all kind of fly SHI, things that he would never say to a man. Things he would never say to a man, honey. So he got all fly with this woman or whatever, so much so that they thought she had pulled out, you know, a gun. And that was what the running story was. When he came to his platform to talk about it, he said Shorty pulled out a gun or whatever. Homegirl came and did an interview with TMZ and said, no, I didn't. I had it on me, but I didn't pull it out. But I find it funny that everybody was saying, move to the left, move to the left. Whoever that person was or whatever, telling people to move to the left because they thought I had a gun, that's fine, because now I'm about to start making money off of it. So now she has a shirt with the slogan or the words on it saying, move to the left. Girl, I'm hollering inside. Hear me. hollering inside, talking about some move to the left. Girl, I can't. But you know, if she would have pulled out a gun, I hate to say it, I do not condone the violence, but I will say, as she should, because DJ Academics can get extremely disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. But you wouldn't pull up and meet with Meek Mill when he was ready to talk. Yikes. Okay, so yeah, I don't be featuring him at all, but those are just my thoughts. I want you guys to hop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this situation with Academics and Miss Whitney. Okay, Whitney, I believe she said she didn't really know that she was going to go on the podcast and it was going to be as disrespectful and degrading for women as it was. And I'm like, girl, well then you didn't know Academics, okay? Right? So now that she knows that, I don't believe she's planning on doing anything with him in the future or whatever. But it's like, girl, let these people, I want to be nowhere near affiliated. I don't care how much clout you got in the industry, baby. You are just extremely disrespectful. No, sir. But let's go ahead and move on, honey. That's enough of Academics. Let's go ahead and get to Chris Brown. Chris Brown may be having another child. This may be his third child with a woman named Diamond Brown. Now, this is allegedly. They're alleging that she is carrying his third child, and she's likely to give birth very soon. Very, very soon. Chris Brown, we're here for you. I likes me some Chris Brown. You know, I understand the things that he's done in his past. You know, I've forgiven him. So I did. He's a talented artist or whatever. Since that incident, I haven't seen him do a whole lot. Well, I ain't gonna say a whole lot, but I haven't seen him, you know, harm another woman physically since then, you know. But for the most part, like I said, you know, I like Chris Brown, I like his music. I enjoy him as an artist. But I will also say this personally, Chris Brown, don't be out here having kids like Nick and Future. Don't be that person, okay? Let's not and say we did. Don't be out here trying to have all these babies. You need to cool it down and stop, slow down. I can't tell you to do with your tattywhacker, honey, but all I can do is ask that you slow it down and stop, you know, being out here having these babies. But what I can say is he definitely got him a type, honey. Chris Brown definitely got him a type, and it comes with very little melanin. Hello? Extremely little melanin. But if that's what you like, honey, then you know, that's on you. I guess everybody got a type child. So there's that. Congratulations to Chris Brown. If you do got this child on the way, just try to ease back and slow down on having more. Okay, you are good with 3. And I'm sure royalty is tied, especially if this young lady is going to have another little boy. We don't know what she's having for sure. But your daughter probably somewhere like, you don't need to have no more kids unless you're going to have a little girl and have a sister for me. If I ain't got nobody that I can play with, then you don't need to be out here playing with nobody, period. So there's that on that. That's all that I got for the quick chat today. I want you guys to leave your thoughts and comments down below on everything that I discussed today on the quick chat, honey. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, honey. Okay, tell a friend to come over here and check out the channel. All right, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.